Okay, class, welcome to tonight's video. It's been a while since I've actually done a lecture video and an introduction to a project. Like I said in class today, I was going to start with the SOAPs for a modest proposal because we did not get to that at the end of class today. It has been since first semester since we've actually covered SOAPs, so this should also serve as a quick review for you. Remembering what everything in the SOAPs stands for is important. And remembering that we have changed the order so it goes more logically in how we agree to discuss it. So the first S is the speaker. So in this case, because it is a nonfiction work and it is actually given as a proposal, the author is the speaker. And it is the same case in most nonfiction pieces. So Jonathan Swift is our author. Our occasion is the early 1700s. We don't have an exact date in it, but it is the early 1700s. And remembering occasion, we also include the location if we have it, and also publication format if we have it. So like if it was a magazine or something like that, but in this case, we don't have that. So we just go with the early 1700s and Ireland. The audience, which is the A, is specifically the British landlords that are causing all of the problems within Parliament and within Ireland to causing the potato famine and the idea of what's taking place. So when Jonathan Swift writes this and gives this, he has them in mind with the occasion of what's going to happen as well as the audience. Purpose, we have three purposes here. And these have been kind of discussed in class as well. So we have to entertain as the first one, and that's the most important one because of the sarcasm and the satire that he's using. He definitely uses with this intention of entertaining. He also is persuading and he's criticizing at the same time. So he's persuading them to change what's going on. So by being satirical and being sarcastic about it, he is trying to get them to change what they're doing and start something different so that the people can actually pay for their pay to feed their families. As the other aspect, he's criticizing what's currently taking place. So he's criticizing with the satire and the sarcasm at the same time of trying to get something to start, to begin. Okay, the subject is children are a burden to their poor parents, and the idea of cannibalism. So when you're looking at that aspect, it has both sides of it. So not only do you have the idea that the kids are a burden, but then how are we going to solve it? We're going to solve it with cannibalism. Okay, the tone words. The 5 words, satirical and sarcastic, kind of have to be here because the idea of what is the content of the story itself. But then you also have him being demanding, you have him being judgmental, and you have him being formal within his language because it does look like a professional historical document from the time period. And as we saw in the Declaration of Independence, and the Declaration of Sentiments, it's very similar in the format and the style with using of that induction aspect. Okay, so that's your SOAPs. So now I'm going to switch over to my PowerPoint. And okay, so a modest proposal. So this is really cute. Loved the picture. I know it's kind of funny. It's not meant to be that we're going to eat the baby because we're not. Just keeping that in mind on how drastic the solution that Jonathan Swift came up with. Okay, so looking at the slides, this is a group project. So I'm going to put you randomly picked in just a few minutes with Classcraft in pairs of 2 to 3 students. You are then going to write your own modest proposal. Remembering modest, he's being sarcastic here. He's not doing a small proposal. He's actually doing a huge, drastic proposal. So you need to do the same thing within your story as well. So you're going to pick a problem in society. It could be any problem. Obviously making it appropriate for school, but still a problem in society. I give some examples here. Littering, illegal immigration, global warming, talking on a cell phone while driving, texting while driving. I really would like for you to stay away from homosexuality because I don't think that that's appropriate for a project like this. So, but any other topic I'm pretty open to. And you need to sign up on Google Classroom. I will put up a sign up for topics and I will be looking at the topics because I'll be in the bus driving, or the bus will be driving when I'm looking at the topics. So I will see you and your topics will be approved online in the moment there. So keeping that in mind, once a topic is taken, no one else can have it. So please keep that in mind while you're doing it. And I will tell the sub that you can do this on Google Classroom. You then also need to figure out how to solve it in a satirical and sarcastic manner, much like Jonathan Swift did. Obviously, you cannot use the same solution that he did. You need to come up with your own drastic and sarcastic solution. And it needs to be drastic, but it also needs to be fun and creative. Because this is kind of different, it's kind of wacky. So yours needs to be kind of different and kind of wacky out there at the same time. Okay, so a couple of aspects. You're going to have two aspects. You're going to have a paper and you're going to have a presentation. So you, with your partner, need to divide the work and decide how you're going to come up with this. I suggest one person writing the paper and one person making the presentation, as in like making the PowerPoint or the Google slide for the presentation. You will be turning this in on Turnitin.com, or part of it in on Turnitin.com, part of it in on Google. Actually, let's just do it all on Google Classroom. So ignore what the Turnitin.com down here at the bottom. We'll just do it all on Google Classroom just to make it more smooth transition in that. So you're going to write a 2 to 3 page proposal. It's going to be an MLA format, so it's Times New Roman, 12-point font, 4-line heading. Actually, it's going to be more than 4-line heading because you're going to have more than one teammate. Each teammate's name must go in the heading. Remember, they need to go in alphabetical order by the student's last name. Now, the format of your essay should follow much the format of a modest proposal. So you're imitating that style. You're going to start with the introduction to the problem. What is the problem? What's the logicalness about this? Maybe find a survey, a statistic, some information about the problem. And then you're going to go into evidence. So just like he did firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, list some problems, do some induction in there in the idea of why is there a need for it and what evidence of this problem and the fact and what's it going to fix and how is it going to fix it. Then you need to come around and do a drastic satirical solution. So start out formal, start out going along and discussing the paper, and look at how he did it. He spent the first page and a half giving you logos and giving you background information on what's going on in Ireland with the British landlords, and then he turns it around and he even has that one line at the bottom of page 405 where the tone drastically shifts. So keeping that in mind is important. Okay, so the due date. You basically have a week to do this project. You're only going to have today in class though. So take advantage of Friday in class on this because you will not have another time in class. So divide the work, conquer, get done what you need to get done. So Thursday at 8 a.m., the paper and the visual are going to be due on Google Classroom. They can both be turned in at the same time, and they can both be turned in by the same person, or each person can one person turn in the paper, one person turn in the visual. Okay, and again, ignore the turnitin.com. We're going to do it all on Google Classroom. Okay, and then you're going to do a presentation. Each group is going to present their topic to the class in 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, Nodic, 2 to 3 minutes. I suggest you speak last with your group. And each partner must present a section. For an example, one does the problem, one does the solution. One does one slide, one does the other slide. There is not a minimum of slides that you're required to use. So you can do one slide, you can do 2 slides, you can do a poster, you can do a Prezi, a PowerPoint, a Google slide. It's your choice. You need to have a visual aspect to your presentation though. Okay, and you could make a poster and just present and have the poster up and you guys both talk and you can have note cards. I am timing it so at 3 minutes because we do have 10 groups going, or 10 or 11 groups going. We will be moving quite along quickly, and presentations will take place on Thursday, March 23rd. It's the only day hopefully we will be doing presentations. Okay, so on the morning by 8 a.m., you're turning in your paper, you're turning in your visual to Google Classroom by 8 a.m. And then in class, we will do the presentations. Okay, grades. This is a project grade. This will go in your project category. The paper is worth 35 points and the presentation is worth 15 points. And you guys can get different grades during the presentation if one of you has better skills than the other, one of you doesn't lean on the podium, one of you doesn't play with your hair or put your pockets in your hand, or sorry, your hands in your pockets, then that's going to get you a better presentation grade. So keeping that in mind, but you've given presentations for my class before, so you know what I look for when it comes to presentations. Okay, so let's pick people. Okay, so we're going to do groups of 2. Okay, there's going to be one group of 3, and the rest are going to be groups of 2. So the last group will be a group of 3. So to begin with, I will say who your it'll spin and it'll say who your partner is. Okay, so the first person, Armand, your partner is Vaughn. Group number 2 is Lily and Natalie. Group number 3 is Nick and Greg. Group number 4 is Ani and Crystal. Group number 5 is Tatiana and Narek. Group number 6 is Hagop and Natalia. Group number 7 is Arsen and Savannah. Group number 8 is Annie and Megri. Group number 9 is Alex and Tamar. Group 10 is Anahit and Elida. And the last group is Alik, Nairi, and Armin. Okay, have a great day. Get a lot done today. I will approve your topics online as we're on the bus. And be prepared to work the entire period on your devices and discussing your projects. Have a great day, and I will see you on Monday.